Do you have a brilliant startup idea? Visit our website at eapla.com to schedule a Blue Couch meeting and launch your startup journey today.
Hey, welcome back to On The Cusp. My partner, Matt Snyder's back with me.
Thank you, Dave.
Hey, and this is going to be a really fun one today.
Yeah.
Because we've got Jake Dement with Dement Brothers Boxing Club.
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot of history here. So Jake, what is the Boxing Club?
So the Boxing Club is a youth center. It's a nonprofit in Bossier City on Texas Street, and we're keeping the tradition of boxing in Bossier City and in the Shreveport-Bossier area. And we keep a lot of kids active.
So tell us the history. Let's go back a little bit.
So let me jump in. So I met Jake either when your grandfather was either still mayor or briefly after, and was like, man, this is Bossier royalty, Dement family. I mean, and it really is. And we started talking, and I got to learn more about the history of your family in Bossier when it comes to boxing.
Right, yeah, so.
And I love that, like, when those traditions are going on. So tell us that story a little.
Well, going back down, my grandmother actually taught boxing at Green Acres Middle School. So my grandma, Sunshine Dement, she was a PE teacher, and they had boxing in school then. My grandfather, George, he was running a couple of restaurants in Bossier. This is before he was the mayor. And then he got into the Holiday Inn. He had 5 children, but 3 boys that were into boxing and that were good enough to compete like on a national level.
Wow.
Which is the Dement Brothers. That's Tim, Steve, and Walter. That's my 2 uncles and my dad. My dad was a 72 Olympian, and my uncles, and they had multiple accolades. So I was born into that family, and my grandfather was constantly doing shows in the Shreveport-Bossier area, putting on events, and he was housing these teams at the Holiday Inn. So we have like these old flyers that say like Shreveport versus Ireland or Shreveport versus the USSR team, where he was actually flying people over, letting them stay at the hotel and fight.
Dude, that's awesome.
Right. Yeah, they were fighting here at the fairgrounds. And yeah, I mean, boxing's been big in Shreveport-Bossier for a long time, but my family's been involved in it since, I think, the 60s.
Oh, it goes back a long time.
Yes, sir.
Dude, like, so many people know George Dement from, I mean, he was a long-running mayor of Bossier.
16 years.
16 years. I mean, that was like the only mayor of Bossier for my whole growing up life, basically. But the boxing side of it, I don't know how many people really know about that.
He's in the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame for how many shows that he put on. And he saw what it did. He saw the commerce it brought. It brings businesses together. It brings fans together. It gives the youth something to do. And I think Shreveport-Bossier's always been a fight town. Like, they love it. Like, we go to those Mudbug games, we want to see fights, you know.
That's why Mudbug,
hockey's that way. Everybody wants a fight.
I mean, everyone, I think they like, there's people here are naturally competitive. And I'm very proud to be from Shreveport. I'm proud to carry on that tradition. And I want it to be something that when I'm gone, it continues.
Yeah, for sure. So tell us about what you're doing now.
Yeah,
like, what does that look like today?
Yeah, so the boxing club, we house anywhere from maybe 40 to 50 members. I have about 15 active competitors, and I train ages 7 years old to my oldest is 87. So I started.
87.
Yes, sir. Mr. Russell Gilvey he's an ex-Marine. He's in our gym almost every day, and he outworks everybody. He's 87, and
I hope I could do that at 87.
Dude, that's awesome.
They did a story on him. I think it was Channel 3 did a story on him a couple years back at the gym when he was 84. You know, now he's 87. He's training, but so what we're doing is, in the afternoons, we open up the boxing club. Kids come in, they get on a circuit where they're working on the bell. So just like when the round starts, the light goes green, they've got 3 minutes to train and then 1 minute to rest. And they do 3 rounds of each thing. They jump rope 3 rounds, shadow box 3 rounds, they hit the bag, they drill, they spar. We do all that stuff. And like I said, little bitty kids all the way up in there. And when that place is packed, the energy in there is...
I bet that is good. I love that idea.
So Jake, how do you get the mom and dad who aren't excited about their child fighting.
Getting punched in the face.
Getting punched in the face, right. I mean, there are parents out there that won't let their children play football or
Right.
contact sports because they don't like it.
No, I understand.
Boxing's pretty contact.
It is a lot of contact. The most we really see is a couple bloody noses. Every once in a while we get a tweaked elbow or something like that. On the amateur level, you don't see so many of these knockouts. And I've been doing this as a coach. I've been coaching for 16 years now. I've been full-time coaching. I've probably seen 2 KO knockouts in an amateur setting. So it's not that common. But going back to your question, you have to look at the rewards of boxing. You have to look at the structure, the discipline, the self-esteem, all the things that are coming through to benefit this child. And, over time, they see that it outweighs the risk, and these kids, if a kid thinks he's tough, let him come into the boxing gym. He's going to realize that there's definitely someone in there, their size, their age, that can whip them. And it's kind of, they fall in line.
So I guess that is
we get a lot of
tough way to learn.
Yeah,
you get a lot of tough guys.
You get a lot of that, and people that think they want to do it. And a lot of times our perception of boxing is not exactly what it is. We think about, you get a belt, your hand gets raised, you got the beautiful girl, this is how the light, but it's a lot more that goes into that, a lot more pain.
I think Rocky proved that. He did a lot of work there, to get to where he was.
Yeah, I mean, it was, what's fun going back to at the gym is when I hand a child a jump rope, a child to this day and age, when you hand them a jump rope, it's like, what is this? And you see them start at the beginning and it's terrible, but then a week or 2 in and they're doing tricks and things like that. So jumping rope was something that we did in the 80s when I was a kid, and it's just not taught in school like it is, like we do it at the boxing club. So that's the first thing we have you do is jump rope.
Yeah.
If you can, so.
That's pretty much a common skill for boxing.
Man, you jump rope for 3 minutes.
Right, and do 3 of those.
You're smoked. That's as good of a workout as anything.
And that goes to combating against the stagnation of children, having kids that are just sitting on their games or sitting there on their phones, and boxing's the throwback, and these kids are, it's a different world they live in.
So when you walk in your gym, Texas Street, Bossier City, that's a throwback.
Yeah.
That's got to be a throwback right there.
It definitely has the energy. We keep the air off in there. We have a couple fans spinning, and when you walk in there, it's hot and muggy, the summertime, and everyone's trying to drop weight and cut weight usually, and it's a fun experience for these kids to get in there and compete. Some kids will compete 2 or 3 times. Some of them compete, 7, 8 times a year.
Well, now, where do you compete? Where does your club compete?
We've competed mostly in the tri-state area. We'll go Texas, Arkansas, Mississippi, and then South Louisiana is like a whole world of boxing.
Really? You think there's more boxing clubs down there than in North Louisiana and Arkansas?
I think New Orleans has 10 registered boxing clubs in the city, and I think Shreveport has 2 or 3. There's benefits on so many levels. You don't have to be in there trading blows with someone to get something out of the sport. You can get in there and work out and get a workout. Like he's saying, you'll never get a workout like that. So there's a lot of...
I might have to come over there and try that.
You're very welcome to. You're very welcome to.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I don't want to fight any of these guys.
I don't feel like getting punched in the face, but I do enjoy a good workout.
Well, I feel like I'm a big kid at heart, and I enjoy training with these kids I feel like I'm on their level. I've always kind of felt like a kid.
I love people that have like a kid and Jake from the minute I met him, and Jake's an artist too.
That's right.
A great artist.
Thank you very much. I've gotten to show at Rhino twice. I do abstract work and stuff like that. I've always done that my whole life. So I do that.
So how does somebody get a hold of you to get involved in the club?
They can call me directly. They can hit us up on our website. We have, social media. It's Dement Brothers, Dement Brothers Boxing Club. You can hit us up we're on Instagram, Facebook.
So what was your biggest hurdle to get launched? When you had to walk in and tell people, I'm going to rent this place and turn it into a boxing club. What did you hear from people?
Well, I heard a lot of BS. I heard there was people that said, oh, you're going to do that. I'm going to help you. I want to help you. Yeah. And then when it came down to it, those people weren't around. And that was one of my first lessons in business, was that you hear a lot of BS. People want to help, or they genuinely, but when it comes down to time to pay the light bill or whatever, you know.
Everybody's getting pulled in a million directions. Like, you know, it's a fight. I
learned that, and you know, boxing, it's a business where I am paid, and it's more of a labor of love. What I get from it isn't so monetary, but it's more I'm enjoying what I'm doing with my life. I'm seeing the results of helping people, and what I get from it is something that money couldn't really buy. You know, it does take money to run it, and that's why we're a nonprofit. We get people to donate to us, but what I take away from it is just the feeling of seeing people better themselves on all levels. Yeah. To me, that's, I don't know, I mean, we like to make money, and we have to have money to survive and pay the bills, but the more shows that we do, the more kids that we reach, the more people are likely to donate to us, and that's the way it's been.
Yeah, talk about the fights you put on. Like, you're organizing local events.
I have to give a shout out to Coach Donnie Jackson. He coaches the Shreveport Boxing Club, and what they do for kids is amazing. He was actually my coach for a long time, but was at an event, and he says to me, I think you would be good at doing this, because he was doing an event. And for some reason, that was all I needed to hear. It's just the idea.
That's awesome.
All I needed to hear. And this is a coach. This is a guy who's encouraging me. And now I've done, I think, as a club with our team, I think we've done like 20 plus shows since he told me that. But when he told me that, I said, there's no way I can do that.
That's awesome.
But what you can do for a business when you have a fight like that is you can put them on the t-shirt, you can announce them between rounds, you can say that, you know, this fight's brought to you by this business. And once I realized, okay, there is a commerce here, I just need to tie it all together, and then I can put on these big shows. And what's so cool to me is like having a free to the public event. Like, we're doing one in October at the boardwalk. So I'm working on bringing boxing.
You're gonna put a ring just
right in the middle of the boardwalk. Under Texas Street Bridge. And I'm not charging anyone.
Texas Street Fight.
It's the Battle at the Boardwalk is the name of the event. It's October 18th. But I'm gonna put a ring under Texas Street in the middle of the boardwalk, and I'm trying to pack that place because it's completely free. Now, our sponsors and
it's got to be great for the boardwalk, because there are a lot of people going down there.
Well, I think they're trying to reboot it, and I feel like the avenue of like pickleball, boxing, CrossFit, people, I think that is going to be where they end up, I'm hoping, because it can breathe a new life into it.
They need something that's bringing repeat business.
Because if our boxing club was at the boardwalk, there would be people there constantly. They would be buying drinks, buying food, and that's just we're just one thing. But this particular event that we're doing there, October 18th, is something I'm stoked about. I've been matching up all the fighters and pre-matching it, so I've gotten lists from each boxing club around us, and I'm making the fights kind of like the pros do, promoting it. And
how many fights will you have under there?
About 25.
25.
Dude, that's awesome.
And these are, I mean, some of these, the little peewees, the little 8 and 9 year olds, I think they're like 200 punches around. Those are my favorite to watch. Those kids,
they're just winging it.
They're slinging them, man. They're slinging them. Yeah. If you've never seen anything like that, it's fun. And you add music, food, and all that stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know if you knew what we were doing at the lot. We were trying to, it didn't take off, but the bus terminal downtown.
I think I did see some of it. Yeah.
We had a boxing ring set up out there. We had a stage, and they had music and food, and we had some great shows out there. I mean, so much fun. But that, for whatever reason, that place didn't make it, and now I think the boardwalk is my targeted area now where I'm going to do a show.
I'm happy to hear that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You guys wish me luck.
I love that, like, sports with Chasing Aces being over there now, and if the pickleball thing, that could be cool.
That could be cool.
And then they get if they got a CrossFit and a yoga, then you think about, like, people would complain about parking so far away and walking. Well, these fitness people, they don't care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, so we'll see how that, fingers crossed.
So I gotta ask you, like, who's the baddest guy in the gym right now?
Well, I've got some really talented guys that have been with me for a few years. I have 3 elite level fighters: Colton Adams, Christian Dyson, Alex Bourgeois, and Colton Adams is the main event on this thing that we're doing. He's fighting Sino Frazier, who's also from Shreveport Boxing Club, and 2 local guys.
That's cool.
Packed the boardwalk out. I mean,
That'll be great.
Okay, so wait, I gotta ask one more thing before we get.
No.
Your dad and your uncles,
Yes.
are they around the gym?
My Uncle Steve does come in from time to time. My dad brings him in. My Uncle Walter has passed away, and my dad's there almost daily helping, you know.
Cool.
But my Uncle Steve is not in a position where he can really do much there. But
Comes in and tells some stories.
yeah, he's got some stories for sure.
Yeah.
He's got some stories for sure.
That's awesome, man. Well, I'm so happy you're keeping the
this is really
tradition
great.
alive.
This
It's so
is-
cool.
this is a lot
The
of fun.
logo, Dement Brothers Boxing in Bossier City.
Thank
That's
you,
about
man.
as good as it gets.
Best of luck. Thanks
Well,
for coming.
Thank you guys.
Dude,
I appreciate
thank
it,
you,
man.
Jake.
I'm glad to be
Oh
here.
man, this
Yeah.
is really good.
Enjoy the podcast? We would love your feedback about today's show and who you think should be our next guest. Send us an email at info@eapla.com. Also, be sure to share the show and leave a comment on our social media post.